Is this on?
We are on.
We live.
We are. Just a second. Yo.
Oh.
Yo.
Okay, sure.
We're live.
Y'all can't hear it out there, but we banging in the background. This is the relationship game, and it's good to be back on this Sunday evening. There's nothing like being in the crowd, and tonight I actually have a full house.
Turn up.
You know, the last 2 weeks I've been here alone, but it ain't nothing because the homies
You were
back
only
in
here alone once.
Nah, it's been.
Oh yeah.
You ain't been here all August.
Really? I took August off.
Clearly, you know what I'm saying. But you know, in the nick of time,
Excited.
just like the movie Back in the House, Knew When I Need You, and we have some lovely guests in the building, which we will get to in just a second.
Could I? Hey, y'all might not remember me, but it's Charles, aka Dan's Hustle. You know, hey, shout out to Detroit, man, because he been holding it down even when I was like, if I'm not holding it down, he gonna hold it down. So that's good, because sometimes I can't lie, man. Shout out to anybody on Good News that's be like making sure they get in and stay in, because the dedication. Shout out to Nip, you know what I'm saying? Dedication. Yeah. It's a lot of dedication that goes into doing these shows every week, every show. And so, you know what I'm saying, you got to have your partner in crime, because at the end of the day, you might not be able to make it that week. But it's always good to have somebody there, you know, and you know what I'm saying, Nip just had his birthday, so dedication.
Shout out to the homie.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. So go ahead and take it away, sir, man.
Yeah, so we got a guest in the house, a really dope guest. Her name is Lillian Lee. Shout out to the Lee clan. You know, that's one of my family names.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah, the Lees. So she's a dope creator, writer, director, and executive producer. And I'm looking at your bio. You was on 8 episodes of The Walking Dead.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I love that show.
Yeah.
What was it like early? Like, what were you? I mean, not early, but what were you? Like, what were you playing?
No, I didn't play. I worked as a script supervisor. I was the right hand to the director on set. That was a really tough. We had 8 cameras that I had to keep track of.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah, that's lit, because I'm over here I'm just like, you know.
I'm behind the scenes. I'm not really in front of the camera, so.
Oh, okay, yeah, nah, because I see, you know, it was like, all right, well, at the beginning, you kind of started off at one point, you was acting, right?
Yeah,
doing
I did.
plays and
I
stuff.
did that for a few years.
Look, hey, nothing wrong with acting, you know what I'm saying? You know, I know behind the scenes is where it's at.
That's where it's at.
That's where it's at. Once I figured that out, I jumped ship real quick.
You was
like, oh, what?
Yeah, maybe not.
So they make more for writing the music?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But
than performing it.
So you got a passion for TV and film, and let's see, you have your own show that you created and directed and produced and all that, and it's called what is it called? Just give me the
Sweethearts.
Title. It's called Sweethearts. So shout out to all the sweethearts, and she's in the building to kind of chop it up with us. And
hi everybody that's listening.
Yeah,
hope you guys are having a great night so far. I am.
Bro, could you turn on that music a little bit? I feel like I'm yelling.
No, it's just
I'm trying to have a smooth voice like you, man.
Music is sexy, though. I like it.
Yeah. Well, look, yeah, he is a DJ, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Detroit. But all right, so real quick, I mean, we want to get into Sweethearts. Tell us like a little bit about what's this series about. What can people expect from this show?
Oh, wow. I'm excited about this show. This is a passion piece. I have dedicated and sacrificed so much to create this the show. It's about 4 women from different walks of life. They create a bond while working in the strip club, and a scandal happens, and each of their worlds get turned upside down after this scandal takes place.
What's the scandal?
I can't give that part away.
Yeah, but
I can't give that part away. But
you got Rick Ross. I saw that he's an executive
producer. Yeah, big bro. It's interesting how he came on board. I've started out in music, And a lot of people don't know that, but you guys know that now. But 18 years old, I was in a music group, and he and I shared the same manager at the time. And I became a mommy and kind of left music behind.
Shout out to mommyhood.
I know, yeah. And so he kept going, and so he's Rick Boss, the boss now.
Yeah, Port of Miami too.
Absolutely, yes. The best
Shout
album. I love that album.
Yeah.
I actually got a chance to be in the studio when they were recording some of those songs and I met Nip for the first time. Nipsey,
wow, yeah.
with him. So that was like a
that's amazing.
Great experience. But anyway, to get back to his involvement, I went to his birthday this year to celebrate his birthday, and we were all kicking it and having fun. And he came up to me. He was like, "Lil, everybody around talking about this project you're working on and that you're shooting." He was like, "I'm so proud of you. That's dope." He was like, same thing. What is it about? I kind of told him, what it was about with the stages I was in with, putting the pieces together for the show. And he was like, "Yo, I love it. And whatever you need from me, sis, you got it. Like, whatever you need, you got it." So he was like, "Matter of fact, write me a cameo, So we tried that. Unfortunately, his schedule didn't quite work out. We weren't able to get him in the show, but that will come eventually.
It's more shows. And
yeah. It's a series.
Yeah,
so so it will hopefully we'll get that worked out at some point. But other than that, for him to come on board and say, "Lillian, whatever you need from me, you got it." So he jumped on, and he's we used that name and his platform to kind of present what we're working on. So I'm appreciative of that.
And this show, Sweethearts, takes place in what city?
Atlanta!
Okay.
Where my Atlanta folk at?
Of course.
Yeah. I love the ATL. That's home for me. I mean, I'm a Southern girl. I'm actually from Swainsboro, Georgia. I think some of my Swainsboro, Georgia folks on Facebook Live. Hey, y'all. What's up, everybody?
Right.
But Swainsboro, by the way, of Atlanta. But I've been, most of my career started in Atlanta. So I love the city of Atlanta. And that's how this Sweethearts came about. I wanted to tell a story about what I've experienced, what I've seen others experience in Atlanta.
That's a big part of the culture.
It's a big part of the culture.
The culture is in Atlanta. And then what I want to say, so seeing that somebody like a Rick Ross character, I'm like, Miami is kind of big. That's a big part of their culture as well.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, would he be like a guy from Miami still, or would he have to be like somebody from Atlanta?
That's a good question. I never thought about it that way, but right now, basically every character is based out of Atlanta.
Yeah, so he'll have to get that little accent.
We haven't got into the backstory of what that character would be and where he's originally from, but right now everybody is in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's from LA.
ATLians.
From LA?
He's from LA.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. I have to ask him about that. He represent Miami real hard. I never heard him say nothing about no LA.
MIA, that's all I be.
Yeah.
He's from him. I'm just playing.
Okay. He's here a lot, but
right.
That's lit though. And so with the what I was gonna say with what I'm seeing is now, like I want to pull up. Would you be able to pull up like JD's comments? Because I feel like he made some comments recently about like the strip club culture, and he was saying as far as like rap music and women in rap, and then he said like he feels like the top women are basically having there's basically strippers essentially.
Yeah, they're strippers. That's what he said.
All right, yeah. Well, and Megan Thee Stallion wasn't the stripper, but she's kind of embracing that whole strip club culture. And I'm just wondering, like,
an educated sister.
Yeah, educated.
Shout outs to her. I love her.
And
yeah.
she just basically turning up. And so I guess like you got Young Miami and the City Girls.
Yeah.
You got the Hot
Cardi,
Girls,
of course.
Cardi,
which was
a former stripper. And then just a couple other women. But all I have to say is like, do you feel like they're in the place of what I want to ask? It's like, all right, so at the top tier right now, music and women, they are kind of embracing that. They're like living their best life, kind of doing whatever. Maybe they might be scamming. Maybe they might be whatever. I'm serious. Like Hot Girls Summer, all this stuff. Like, that's kind of almost like in line with what you kind of doing on your show too, right?
It is. I mean, it's to me, it's more. It's a bigger platform to discuss that environment and what it really looks like. The stories I've been able to pull from and we won't get into how old I am, but I'm a middle-aged G, okay? I'm not an OG, but I'm a middle-aged G.
You're a young OG.
I'm a young OG, but I know girls that's been doing this for a long time, and you would never know because we didn't have a platform to promote it, to talk about it, to just express what that was like. So to see it now, I'm embracing it, and I love it because they're so vocal about being sexually liberated, and what their come up has been like. Some women make that sacrifice to go into that lane, in that industry, to make a means for making a living, and some capitalize on it. Cardi B capitalized on it. You understand? And I think is now, opposed to having men rap about us or talk about us in a show or song, we can do it our damn selves now because we know best. We live it. Or we not all of us, but some of us have lived it and understand it a lot better. So why not express that in a song, and not be, but the thing about it is that doesn't define you completely as a woman just because you're expressing your sexuality. And I just posted a video not too long ago. I went on a vacation, and you can't tell me I didn't have me a 21-year-old hot girl summer, and I am way past my 20s.
Living your best life. That's
I was living my best life. But that doesn't define who you are as a complete woman. So I big ups to the ladies that talk about it, drop it like it's hot. That's Lil' Kim been doing it too for a long time.
Yeah, shout out to Kim. She just put out a new like visual kind of, I don't know, it might have been album poster promotional thing, but everybody was going crazy because it looked super dope.
It did. I was one of them. I'm a fan.
Yeah, and so Kim, everybody's kind of like in that space where I feel like people can kind of
it's not taboo anymore to talk about it or to see it, and I embrace that because it is something that I've always wanted to. I always thought it was an intriguing world. Like, boy, if you only knew what I was witnessing, what this hustle really looked like.
and also I seen one thing. I seen Vanessa Bell Calloway on your show. Shout out to Vanessa Bell.
Shout out to my girl. That's my girl. I love V.
She was on the show too.
Yeah, we interviewed her. So so I'm happy just to see like how many different people, because even when I walked in, I got to shout out Kareem Safir. We walked in,
hey Kareem,
what I'm saying, shout out to Kareem. We just had a bunch of different cool connections of people that
y'all.
Like,
let me tell you, I'm infamous for that. I've been in the business for a long time, and I'm not a clout chaser, but when I tell you I know everybody, and I'm always connecting the dots between who I know and who don't know each other, and then when they get in the room, it's like, oh wait a minute, you do this and that type of thing. I've been doing that for years, so I'm not surprised that my photographer, videographer is in here showing love because you guys go further back than me and him do.
Yeah, that's classic.
Yeah,
but it's a blessing just when you got something going and you linking with good people, and it's dope to just see how a project could kind of, like you said, just you have it, and next thing you know, you link it, connecting with people that are interested, that personally, that you've been in the business for years, and that's cool to see that side of it. And I know it's like doing anything is so hard in the sense where it's like you just getting your own thing off the ground.
Absolutely.
And so, but it helps to have relationships and
that's
like
key.
that.
I always say that relationships are everything to me. It's important. I wouldn't have put together such a great cast and crew if it wasn't for relationships that I've built, that I was able to go back and ask for favors and for people to lend their talents and their gifts to this project. It was all because of starting with great relationships I've built from the past. So you're absolutely right. Relationships are everything to me in this business.
And I'm looking up. So Colin Kaepernick put out an Instagram post. I'm gonna switch gears.
Sure.
Go
ahead.
We always be talking about the relationship game because sometimes we be going with sports. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick, right?
Yeah.
So we see that, like, we see what's going on with this. So with the NFL right now, it's kind of like it's kind of like an interesting. Oh yeah, she came bearing gifts. She brought wine.
Stella.
Yeah, she got some Stella wine.
With the Stella.
Yeah, that's lit though. I was like, she came through bearing gifts and everything.
The Southern girl in me. That's what we do.
I appreciate that.
Shout out to Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So if you go to Colin Kaepernick's Instagram, he's basically saying to Ed Reed and to Kenny Stills, and I forget who else that third person is. I think whatever number 12. But anyways, he's just like my brothers. Continue to fight for the people, even if in the face of death threats. They never move past the people, and they continue to put their beliefs into action. So stay strong, my brothers, and all that. So that was kind of like his thing, and people kind of felt like. Because Jay-Z, on the other hand, he stepped in, and I'm like a person that is like rooting for Jay-Z to kind of come in and just big bro the situation.
Absolutely.
And so I see that it's a kind of divide thing, and I'm like on one hand I'm like, hey y'all, just wait, Jay-Z is going. I'm sure he got like a bigger plan and all that. So I'm on the side of like. It kind of might look a little iffy right now, but so Colin is putting out some just towards, because the only thing that I would say that did kind of catch me off guard with what he said, what Jay-Z said was like, we're past kneeling, and I was like, I could understand why people could see in that moment that it's like, look, you didn't initially call for the kneel. You weren't a part of that kneeling protest, so you can't say we're past the kneel because you
didn't kneel.
You didn't kneel. So then it's like, so Colin is kind of saying that as well.
Yeah,
and he's just like, they continue.
I don't think we're past the emphasis on what the kneel meant.
Right. So I think that he's past the focus on kneeling. Like they put all the emphasis toward kneeling, the disrespect of what it's doing during the flag, and it was never about that. And it seems like now, since the NFL has partnered with Malcolm and with Eric to actually go back and do the foundation work along with other black charities, now he knows, okay, the NFL has stepped up and did what they're supposed to do, and we're trying to continue that. So if they've already started moving, I guess quid pro quo in the sense like, well, we kicked him out, so we'll do something for you and we'll help the foundations. You know what I'm saying? So he can't play no more, but we will follow through on your word. You know what I'm saying? So we are past kneels, but I can't think of the guy's name that got into the FBI and took it down. Well, I don't want to say took it down, but your mans know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm a moderate Jay-Z fan, but whenever I listen to Jay-Z, I listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily go to pick up his CD, but whenever he's on, I listen. And whenever he talks, he makes sense. So I'm almost certain there's a master plan behind it. And none of us have the cachet, you know what I'm saying, to infiltrate the power to get inside to do what we need to do.
Absolutely.
To make a change.
The key word, getting inside.
Right. So if he has to play the role, play the game, partner up. I mean, because at the end of the day, even though we boycotted the Super Bowl, it was a big platform for a lot of people. So if we can right the ship, you know what I'm saying, then it's cool. Because other than that, we can give that platform to other people who are white to now go perform, and then all of a sudden, you know who they are, when that could be a whole bunch of black people. We got to right the ship. We got to move on. A lot of us get stuck in one place with no forward movement, and I don't think I get what you're saying, and I think that's what he's saying. It's like we have their attention. We you know what I'm saying, we got a moment, we got a time where people got their attention. Like let's sit here and figure out now that we have their attention, what are we gonna do? Like what do we actually want? Like they're willing to negotiate, so let's do something that they wanna or let's get equity, you know what I'm saying? Let's get ownership. Let's get programs that are gonna benefit, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I feel like yes he, like Sean King, was basically breaking down like, look, Jay-Z is a business. He's a capitalist. You know what I'm saying? Which technically, if you run a business and that's not a profit. That's a for-profit business. You're a capitalist. So everybody's a capitalist. Right. So all that to say is that, he's a bigger venture capital.
Yeah. So he's at the top of that thing, right? So I'm like, at the same time, he is a capitalist. So he kind of saw like, hey, this is a moment where the NFL is willing to open up like their checkbooks, their assets, whatever, their resources, to allocate that towards programs that I deem worthy for black and brown, disenfranchised, urban people, whatever. And he's just like, why wouldn't I sit and see what they have to say, you know, and try to figure that out. So then I'm like, all right, who wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't sit with the, you know what I'm saying? That is in that position. I just personally like, it's just a hard thing when you really got in that seat because of Colin Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not taking him along and you get what I'm saying?
That's out of his control. He can't really do that.
If he could
right?
bring him along, he'd
I'm sure
say,
he would.
go play.
Absolutely.
You know but we got where we are.
So then you just say, hey,
King,
So I'm saying, what if somebody, you know, I was telling my wife this, I'm like, so if, you know, Martin Luther King, they called a Montgomery bus boycott, and I'm like, all right, somebody else like that's a high level person like Muhammad Ali or Malcolm X or somebody of that caliber does a news conference, and they're like, you know what, we getting on back on the bus because they gave us we came to an agreement. And it's like, wait a second, you didn't even call the bus, you didn't call the boycott in the first place. What do you mean?
We have a press conference about this.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that would be kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
I was torn. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first found out, I was kind of like, what in the hell is Jay-Z doing? Like, come on. I love Kaepernick and Jay. Yeah. And then I started, you know, being a little bit more open-minded, and other posts from other people like Mike Bivens from New Edition, of course, and BBD. He posted something that really enlightened me. Like, you know what? I get that because I love both. You know, I'm a fan. Right. I do love Jay-Z. And then I was like, at the end of the day, it's really, to me, from a female's perspective, it ain't really all that into sports. I could kill it because I just that game. I watch it, but it's like, oh, they get beat up so bad. But I know it's a career for a lot of football players. But anyway, I say all that to say this, that Jay-Z, I'm going to wait and see, but I think big ups to him for having a seat at the table, because we haven't had a seat at the table in that. And I
think that's all he's really trying to do. You
know that's it.
Like, you can't, it doesn't matter the amount of money that he has. He's always going to be a rapper.
Yeah.
Unless he's dealt with personally on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
So he could be worth $600 million, $1 billion. When it comes to vote, if he wants to buy a team, they would never let him in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless he's already had workings and has a good track record with said individuals, and he does a favor for them.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And so I'm excited to see what he's going to do. He's a wise man. He has not gotten this far in life without having, and he understands what the society has been dealing with the police brutality. He gets the emphasis behind the kneeling. He gets it.
Correct.
So I have no doubt that he's not making room at that table to have a positioning himself to be in a more powerful position to make it better for players that won't have to endure what Kaepernick has endured. That's what I would like to think.
So we're talking about the relationship.
So I know a little bit something about sports. Okay,
you know what?
I keep up a little bit.
Yeah, you all right with us? You are all right with us? We're talking about the relationship game, and we have Lillian here, writer of Sweethearts.
And what's your grind your gears thing, man? I'm gonna go on my relationship thing for the week, but you gotta tell me what's the thing that's been grinding your gears lately?
You know, I had it earlier today too. But one of my small things is honesty and being unapologetically you. You know, I was having a conversation with a young lady, and she's like, well, you know, you got to fake it till you make it, and that's how you get to where you're going and whatnot.
In relationships?
Look, it's a lot of it's a lot of theories out there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I heard that one.
But perspective is everything, and I don't know how many of you are deep into philosophy, right? But there's allegory of the cave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I rock with that.
You know what I'm saying? And in short, there's three men chained to a wall. They see is their shadows, and you know your shadow seems really close to you. Mm-hmm. They always thought it was somebody right in the cave with them. Mm-hmm. Until one gets loose, he realizes it's his shadow. He goes outside. He's not used to the sunlight, hurts his eyes. He's like, I don't want to be out here. But then once his eyes adjust, He's like, oh man, I like it out here. Then he sees a shadow, realize, man, the whole time nobody was ever really like, that's been us the entire time that we've been thinking. They've been yelling at people to come and save them because they saw shadows.
That sounds like us.
Yeah, and I feel like I kind of explained it differently.
But
no, I get you.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, so his perspective changed once he got outside. So he goes back to try to get his friends like, hey, there's more,
absolutely
outside. They don't want to deal with it, right?
Wow.
So it all depends on perspective. So her perspective is, hey, you got to fake it until you make it, and she made that universal. And I'm like, that's just bananas to me. You know what I'm saying? Like if I fall for your facade, or whatever the picture you paint or illustrate to me, you at the end of the day, you're the loser. You know what I'm saying? Because you're never really happy. Because I can never really cater to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, and I was having this conversation with a young lady, and it was really, I was telling her, I'm like, you just got to be honest. I said, most women suffer from this, right? And it's where...
All right, tread lightly now. Come on.
No. Seriously. And this is more of a nod to y'all. But sad. Most women cater to a man so much, fall in love with a man so much, do for a man so much, that they spend their time and all he knows is what they know about him. So when he goes, like I could ask a guy like, hey, what you know about your girl? He's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did you like? Shit, I don't know. I could ask a girl like, what's he like? And she could run it down from, list from 1 to 20.
Yeah.
But she spent the majority of her time consumed with making him happy, and because that's what was in her heart. And seldomly do women live unapologetically or put their ambitions out there feverishly as much as they do go after a man. So you'll know what a man's dreams are. Like, I want to record, I want to be a recording artist. I want to be a writer. I want to be a woo. And some women are like, I just want to support you. But then when things don't go south, or when he's attracted to another, 9 times out of 10, because he's chasing equal ambition, really. You know what I'm saying? And she was telling me like, I just did so much for him. And I'm like, well, what does he know about you to even do anything for you?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we know nothing to even apply towards you, because all your emphasis is toward helping me and mine. So when I need to turn around and help you, there's no genesis there. It's just always been you toward me, you giving to me. And even if I'm a giver, I can't give back because I don't know enough about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so just honestly being you, and like that grinds my gears, like just meeting women that are ashamed to be themselves. You know what I'm saying? Even as you were speaking earlier about stripping.
Yeah.
You know, like to me, it's a hustle. It's an industry.
Yeah.
Stripping is no different. And this is why I disagree with JD's comments. Dancing for a woman is no different than a man trapping and selling drugs.
It's no different.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
We'll glorify it because we know the money that it brings.
I make those emphasis seen and heard very vocally in this show. I want to be like, it's the same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
And if they can take their money that they flip, that you're taking and flip it from the streets to, changing their lives and making a better career for themselves, that's what women are doing too in that environment,
all the time.
But it's shunned upon us, and we're we're bashed for that. But you'll go to the club and make it rain, though.
I was about to say that, like, I'll never, and I don't understand why men publicly shame women for things that they support. You know what I'm saying? So like, but even them, like the world
that happens in the show.
But it's life though.
It's
you know
life.
What I'm saying? Like sex sells.
It does.
It's everywhere, right? But we're all publicly afraid to deal with it. And when it comes, like, to me, there's things that you do in private, but not everything that you do in private should remain privately unspoken about. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where we end up damaged. So granted, we all have our privacy, and things that we do behind closed doors. But if everybody's doing the same thing, then we should be able to have a conversation about said things. But they're so taboo. But you'll put it on a billboard.
Yeah.
Can I ask this? All right. So what's the appeal of like throwing money in the club, like tens of thousands of dollars?
You asking me like I know what
I mean,
I might know though.
You might. I don't know. I'm just.
That's what I heard. How it works is. Ask the question again.
Like, what's the like part of the strip club culture is like throwing stacks of money, and I'm just wondering, like, making it rain like tens of thousands of dollars or whatever ones. Like, what's the pill? What's the thing? Like, what's the
I don't
pill
know because I have never thrown up no $10,000.
Like, what's the most you ever threw up?
Maybe $20.
$20? You can't make it rain.
It's like a sprinkle. You know, it's a sprinkle of sprinkle at a time of
Drip.
20 at a time.
Yeah,
like drip.
dripping.
It definitely is not like pouring down rain if I'm there, but I don't know. I would like to say, okay, Atlanta, I say this: the strip club is the club. Like, that's the club, and it's just a part of it being fun to do, and to look at me now, look at me, you know, look at
the
me.
guys looking. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, all right, if it's the club, like at the club, you don't do that.
No,
you get what I'm saying?
No,
and at the club, you don't get noticed.
Exactly.
You do get noticed if you got bottles in your hand.
It's not the same. It's not the same when
it's
got
similar, but not the same.
But not the same
because
it's another level.
Because everybody in this room could have went and bought bottles, right? So that cachet.
We're talking about bottles and sexy women.
Right. That cachet belongs to everybody.
Yeah.
But when you're tipping $10,000s or thousands of dollars out of your pocket, it's like if they saw you over there tipping, it's like, okay, granted, you know, she might be nice and might be doing that, but the remainder of the girls that are not on stage, including on the stages, who is that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know
and then it becomes a competition.
Right.
If you got some real ballers in the building.
Oh yeah.
You know, imagine 50 Cent and who
which is going. It's funny you mentioned 50 Cent because right now everybody at 50 Cent Tycoon Weekend.
Exactly, and it's going to be a competition.
I agree.
It's going to be ridiculous. Bow Wow going to be trying to pull from his savings to
Bow
make
Wow
sure he stay.
Bow Wow can't go.
He can't go.
Why would you do that to him?
Yeah, no, he's in London. He said he can't go.
You heard me say he got to pull from his savings.
Yeah, he got to go from his savings.
See over here.
Throwing shade to the legend. You know Bow Wow's a legend.
Man.
People don't even want to admit, you know, it's funny.
That's Mr. 106 in Park.
Nah, I'm serious. You know, one day people are going to realize how big of a legend Bow Wow is.
No, he is. I'm not going to take that from him, but I'm just saying, come on now. We talking about 50 Cent. Like, he would get you caught up in the room trying to compete with him on throwing up money.
And on top of that,
Bow Wow seems like he's up for the challenge. Like, oh, okay, you going to throw yours, I'm going to throw mine up. You know?
And 50 Cent will make you pay him back if you be like, you know what, let me just hold. Or he'd be like, take this.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he'd be like, yo, I want my money
back. Yeah. I see you running low. Here, I'll let you hold this. And then all of a sudden he's like, yo, I want my money back by Monday, man.
Yeah,
remember that $10,000 I gave you to throw up in the club?
Yeah. He gonna ask you publicly too.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he's a trip. But I mean, it's crazy because I've seen it happen. You have a group on one side of the club and then another group on the other side, and it becomes a competition of who's throwing out the most money, but the girls are benefiting. They love it. Like,
dudes, you gotta leave there regret.
I mean, but look, these are people that are doing this aren't like working like regular 9 to 5s. I mean, because the type of money that they're doing, they must have went and liquidated assets or somewhere. Because there's no type of, these are top real estate tycoons, drug dealers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Politicians go to the club.
You know what I'm saying?
Lawyers.
Investors. You know what I'm saying?
Investors, you know.
So they get to be, so the girls get to be the girl that's in the club doing their thing, and guys get to be the guys throwing the money. That's like the highlight.
That's the highlight. It really is.
I mean, unless you actually get the girl or said girl, and then there you go. That's your highlight. Yeah. If that's what you're chasing.
I was going to say it's got to be that. Yeah. That's your pursuit.
Yeah, if that's what you're chasing.
Yeah. I mean,
and okay. Let's piggyback off that because now we're talking about the tricks in the club that get real excited and want to take it to a whole nother level.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can drop you some more money if you come with me to, like, I got all of that. I cannot wait to see this show.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm like, to me, I'm like, all right, I'm confused because it's like, all right, you call them tricks, right? But I'm like,
John's tricks, I mean,
whatever. But
I'm a middle OG. I mean,
what I'm saying is, all right, so
a John is a John.
So you got a guy.
That's everybody, right?
You got a guy. You got one guy on one hand who go to a club and maybe get a couple of dances, whatever, drinks and dances, whatever, right? And then he's trying to take it to another level, really like have sex with the woman. But he's like, all right, cool. I got a couple $1,000 for you directly for this one night type of thing. The other dudes is like, he's a trick. I'm like, bro, you just blew 10,000 and you didn't get nothing out of it.
And you didn't get nothing out of it. But that just goes back to what he said.
Yeah, but the rule is it ain't tricking if you got it. And I think that's the difference between the person saying it and the person doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because the person that might be that got it, he's just throwing it just because he might like you know what, baby girl, I like your
They
hair.
regret it. I'm sure they have to.
I'm not saying they don't. I mean, I could buy it.
I would like to think that you go in if you're capable financially. You go in with like, okay, I'm gonna spend.
Like you go in there with a budget.
Like you just go in there with a budget and you have fun.
$30,000 budget.
No, because look, it's some people. I got friends.
The
where that's
drinks,
just
the
their
food,
thing.
the entourage.
Have you ever had wings from the strip club?
Oh,
Oh
the
my
best.
god! Oh my god!
The best.
I don't know what it is about these wings, bro. Like,
it's because you drunk.
Nah, I've had wings.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah,
but it works. It works.
I've had wings before, a little under the influence, but I could be sober. Don't judge me. Okay? I can be sober. And these are the best wings.
They're the best wings.
It's just because you got wings. You in a.
It could be.
Ambiance.
I was gonna say it could be the ambiance. All the because I used to go there on my lunch break.
It's extra seasoning. It'll be really crispy.
And the
They're
fries.
not that good. Trust me.
Like,
what club did you go to?
Yeah.
Y'all
I'm
got to
just
hang out
saying,
with me in
Because
Atlanta.
I ain't never went.
Yeah,
I ain't never had bad wings.
Now, if it's in L.A., then you might be right. But Atlanta, come with me. I'll tell you where to go.
The wings. I ain't never been to that. I only been to strip clubs out here.
Oh my god!
And the wings are good out here, so I don't even want to know.
No, they're on a whole nother level.
I probably
out
wouldn't
there.
even come back.
You guys. So when we do the premiere screening, promise me you guys will fly out and come, and it's going to be an experience.
Hey,
ATL was my dream place.
say
to
no
go.
more.
Like,
Say less. Say less situation.
Look, she'll tell you, I want to leave and go to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It's
Y'all
cheaper.
will get stuck. You guys will get stuck.
This-
My assistant's moving. She's leaving me. She's going to Atlanta.
Are you out here
Deepu.
now?
Yeah, I live here. I live here now. I've been here 7 years.
Treason.
I was just in Atlanta. When was I in Atlanta? Nandi, I was there, a week ago or so? A week ago. I guess it's been a week to screen the show.
Uh-huh.
I was there for a whole week. And oh my God, I was like, I miss my city. I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I had so much fun. My family's there. My friends are there. And of course, I hung out at the club, ate chicken wings at the club, had bottles sent to me. We had a ball. And I was like, damn, I miss my city. But,
Is this what Moses turned into?
Pour up. But yeah, Atlanta is definitely a culture that you won't really experience anywhere else other than being in Atlanta, and the strip club is part of that culture. So
since you're in LA, what kind of? You writing about sweethearts? Can we talk about your sweethearts?
Okay, I have a rule. So
that was a good segue, even though she's trying to curve you.
Right.
I have two F's.
Two
that
F's.
I never talk about. Can you guess what those two F's are? I never talk about my finances and who I'm fucking.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. But
The two F's. I don't have.
But who you dating?
I'm not.
But she says she don't talk about it. So even if
But
she
no,
was,
seriously, I don't. I have nobody to talk about. I'm not dating anybody.
Who would you like to date? What's your dream? What's your dream guy like? Let's
it has varied
paint this picture of your sweetheart.
It has varied from time to time. I started out being Usher years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Best drummer in the world.
WCW
Best drummer in the world.
for a while. Believe it or not, I was digging 50 Cent when he first came out. I was really digging.
That was the best album. That was the best time to do it.
That album. I got this thing
It was a
about
massacre
guys
after that.
that's kind of edgy and.
you want to tame the hood dude?
Yeah, I want to tame the hood dude. I know it sounds insane, but I've been that way for a long
Trust
time.
me, you ain't
There's
the first or the last.
Hey,
and I'm not even hood. I'm country. Like I'm so from the country. It's ridiculous. And why I'm fascinated with hood dudes is like, they do something to me. I like all the tats and all that kind of stuff. And I don't even have not one tattoo, but I love a brother that got tattoos. So, but I don't have anybody right now. I've been working so hard and consumed with this project. I haven't had time to date. I want a sweetheart though. I do. It'll come.
you sure this is not like indicative of your projections of what? How many alter egos of you are in this, sweethearts, if any?
Well, I would say there's 4 ladies that are the main characters, and each of them I would honestly say I could relate to all 4 in some way. The way I wrote it, I can relate to them in some way. I will say this, believe it or not, this is the honest to God truth. I'm going to say it. I'm 41, and I have never been in love.
You what?
I'm 41.
No, minus what?
Minus 21. I'm just joking. No, I'm 41.
I don't
That's
believe
lit.
that.
Hey.
Yeah, I really am. Thank you.
Black don't crack. Huh?
Thank you. I have a son. He's 20 years old, but I have never been in love. I have no idea what that really feels like.
Really?
You know, I know how. I mean, you know, my son being a mother, that's love. You know, what I'm saying, my family, my friends, but that heterosexual relationship from God, because that's my preference. I'm a man.
I was about to say, are you bi?
No. I want a man.
I just assumed you was the guy. You was
Yeah, definitely. I definitely am a big, just a man. A man. So,
a man.
Man. I've never been in love. I haven't. And I'm like, where did the time go? How did that get past me? You know. So I'm like, maybe need to go to therapy. I don't know what that is, but we'll see. We'll see. I do hope I find a sweetheart one day.
So what? Something big. Going back to the strip club combo. What? So we something big that I noticed is that's like plastic surgery is going on, like body augmentation that's going on. Right?
That's in the show.
So like what like what's your thoughts as far as that goes when it comes to people doing something?
Because little booties matter.
Yes, they do. I have a little booty. And it damn sure matters. I make sure that whoever I'm with makes sure it matters. I'm grateful that I've been confident in my build and frame, but in that environment, in that lifestyle, I have witnessed girls go get boob jobs, butt jobs going bad, really bad, and they regret it. And that's been happening for many years. It's still happening, but it's been going on for a very, very long time. And I think I would like to be an advocate for women just falling in love with who they are. Like, just accept yourself for who you are and take the necessary precautions to do what I mean, it's okay. I'm cool with plastic surgery because once Netflix cut me a huge check, I'm going to go see somebody to get me some Botox.
Don't do too much.
I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just joking, but
you can get some new hair. You can go get the Brazilian. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
get
joking.
the premium package. You know what I'm saying? Treat yourself.
I know. I'm just joking. But women do it, and I'm not knocking that. But my thing is always about doing the research of whatever it is you're trying to get done, and do it healthily because I've met women in the past in that environment that have literally did backdoor silicone injections from
I know they regret that
from John
from somebody that's just got
homie.
the homie and are regretting it to this day. So, and I appreciate the women that have been very vocal about doing that and regretting it.
Cardi B talked about it.
Not even Cardi B, K. Michelle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She went through a serious
biggest
surgery, and
advocate
she's been the biggest advocate. And that I take my hat off to her to even discuss that because it's real. It's been happening for a long time.
What's she going through? Like she's having health problems.
She's recovered.
Well, she's recovered because she went through an intense surgery, and the crazy part about that is surgery is super expensive. So there's girls that aren't at her level that can't afford it, that are still suffering
to remove the
silicone, and it's damaging their nerves.
She was shooting at the end of her show on VH1.
Oh yeah,
when she put it out there.
When she put it out there, and she talked about the wounds, what her body looks like back then now, and sore, and it does a lot to your body. So I've seen women that have done it and they regret it. They absolutely regret it. So I would just be an advocate for just, saving up your money to do it properly and to go to the
DR or something.
I don't know about that. I don't even know about that.
You might have to stay in your own alley and do that.
Yeah,
the DR. That's why I hear you're supposed to go.
It's cheaper, but I don't mean it's
that doesn't mean it's healthier or better.
I mean, I'm not knocking the DR, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I prefer my doctors out here.
I was gonna go there and get me a 6-pack.
Yeah, they do that too for guys.
Yeah.
Y'all can't fool us. Y'all getting stuff done too. Don't even try it. I have actually met a few men that have done that.
6-pack?
Yes.
How does it look?
It looked okay. I mean,
it's not.
It was cool.
It's not,
I mean, it bothered. It was tripping me out. It tripped me out after I found out that they went and got it done. I was like, oh wow.
So I'm saying, like,
it's like when a dude buy a hairline. Y'all be like, so what? That ain't yours?
This is just for research purposes.
No,
so
that's not yours.
They got like a number you could call.
You need to find out whoever Dion went to.
Who's Dion?
Sanders?
Yeah, remember he was
Come
bald.
on, he's an bald. His hairline.
He was bald.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
he got hairline, it grow
tell
back.
me this. So does it look like a normal six pack?
Mm-hmm.
But until they told you that's the only reason
I started looking a little harder, like, wait a minent.
So you still wouldn't wash no clothes on them thing? What you saying?
So
you just mentally are always thinking about the fact that this dude really went and got under the knife for a six pack.
So
that's a lot. I never had a six pack my whole life. Shoot, I would take. No, I actually had a six pack once, like for like one day for like this. I was really
on that thing.
Yeah, I was on my workout. I was like, oh snap. But
yeah.
I'm saying that would be great if I could go somewhere.
It'll be an easy fix, but. It's weird. It's just weird.
It's not.
Yes, it is. It's
that's
weird.
The other thing I was gonna say. Sorry, Detroit. But I'm saying, what about? That's what I was getting to with the dudes that are doing the like hair restoration. They're getting their hairline back.
Would that bother you?
No, I want you to be happy.
Exactly.
I want you to be comfortable and in your skin around me.
And shout out to Kareem. Look, we gotta show you. We gotta show you guys what's the real deal. So, look. We got the thing is.
So are these artificial?
Look at this one.
Yeah, we got the implant hairline. So what she's looking at is
the hairline.
Is pictures.
I ain't mad. Listen,
his brothers
women are doing it all
restored.
day. We're doing it all day with these weaves and lace fronts, and we don't got outrageous with lace fronts. We have lace front braids.
Yeah,
we have lace front
remember
waves.
Remember interlocks back in the day.
Yes,
that's kind of like how it is.
So I ain't mad at you fellas. Get it done.
I just be wanting the girl to understand, the grand scheme of things. Like, granted, if she got ass,
so is
that
catfishing? Is that
No. Catfishing is when you wearing a hat and they like cool, and then you take that motherfucker off and they like, oh my god, that's catfishing.
No, but if it's catfish, what if it's is it catfishing? If that brother right there don't have no hair on the top.
I mean, he do now.
He got a whole fade. He got a whole
just
fade.
Tell me what I'm getting into. Tell me what I'm getting into, and let me decide if I'm cool with it or not.
So I got to tell you about my hair. I got to tell you about my six pack.
If we're gonna go in that,
what happened to that whole?
I mean, the women don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, hold on. So you're absolutely right. You're right.
So what's the difference?
No. I'm not saying you need to tell me right away, but if we're gonna be in a relationship, or because this is a love relationship game, right?
Right.
So if we're gonna go that direction, lay it all out on the line. No, I'm like that.
Or how many are like you like that? Because you'll lay down somebody and get up, their eyelashes be gone, hair be gone, nails be off.
Yeah, I love my lashes.
They'll foot shorter.
Eyelash, makeup,
matter of fact, they'll wake up light skin. You be like, hold on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was that movie? I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you, sucker. Yeah.
He was on to something. He was on to something. He already knew what time it was.
And y'all be want to call us liars? I'd be like, that's not even the person I met yesterday.
That is true. I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you tell me,
it's an illusion.
It's an illusion. It's totally an illusion.
I never understood.
But if I'm liking a dude and I'm like serious with him, at some point I'll make it my business to be like, let me just take the lashes off. Let me take this lace front off, dude. This is me. This is me. And then sometimes I'm on the edge, like, I wonder will he still like me without my eyelashes?
Well, you be looking like, they say, because I seen this meme and it was like a woman looking like Celie or something from The Color Purple, and she's like, if a dude don't see you like this, then y'all not in a real relationship.
You're not in a real relationship. But I have those moments because I have natural hair, so it gets real big and kinky sometimes. But I don't know. You have to tell the truth at some point if you're gonna, progress and move forward and build a relationship and have something solid and it's real love. You have to tell the truth at some point,
right? But you can't be like
the
truth.
Like, so the truth means the truth is. I mean, okay, the truth is like just because that's not a good side of yourself that you want to preferably show.
But you still need it. I was talking the same girl I was talking to. She was like, honesty or character. I was like, honesty all day. She was like, character doesn't show honesty. I'm like, your honesty gives me an honest evaluation of your character.
There you go. Thank you. You hit the nail on the head. That's what I was just thinking. Yeah.
So I don't care what you showing me for the sake of me or for the sake for us to work. If that's not truly you, then it doesn't matter. If I'm never giving you me, then this ain't real in the first place, and we'll never really.
So I mean, so what? If I have a messed up hairline and I go get my hair.
Look,
put
Charles,
in,
if that ain't yours right now, man, we're gonna have to divorce this show. I mean, because it's taking too long for you to tell me this.
Get out of here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know these things.
It looks really natural, though,
It
Charles.
does.
You
No,
do a
but-
really good job.
I'll tell you this.
No, I do
prefer-
not
if I-
care.
I would,
I do not
if I was
give a
to get,
damn.
If I was to get a surgery, I would do the 6-pack. I would not.
I'm
By the
with that.
grace of God, I don't. I'm like, I'm lit. That's why I'm able to talk about it, because my hairline damn come down to my eyebrows. You know what I'm saying? So my stuff be looking like Teen Wolf if I don't let. Like, so I'm actually like blessed in that department as far because a lot of people my age, you know what I'm saying, I'm 36, so homies be like they're a rap by like 35. It's like a rap.
It's a rap.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, they still trying to live their best life. You know what I'm saying? Because I be seeing, that's the thing too. Ice-T kind of talks about it. He be seeing women, and it's like, you online, and women be like, nowadays when it come to like stuff that ain't theirs or whatever, it's our enhancement, should I say? It's like you be flexing it though. It ain't even just like oh yeah, I'm
like,
okay.
So
it's like you throwing it back.
You about to divulge something?
All right. Oh my God. So okay. So listen, guys. So somebody's chimed in on a conversation from my Facebook Live. Hey, lady, what's up, Ari? She said, I think people have to leave their representative at home at some point early in the communication because you don't want to fall in love with a person who they can't sustain.
Yeah.
I concur, lady. I concur. I mean, like I said, at some point, if you're starting to fall for somebody and you're having feelings for them, you can't keep up a representative in a facade or a lie for too long. I wouldn't think you could, and I would want to. It's too much pressure to do that.
But
if it's a surgery,
try.
it's not really a facade, right? You just because.
But
it's
yours.
No.
It's yours, but it's the new you. I mean,
it's yours.
When they buy hair, that's theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Thank you.
That's
Get it right. That's right. That's right.
So,
but it's the new them. But trip this. So if you never know, right, and they had work, cool, everything's fine, right? But then something goes wrong, or they need to go get an update or a refill, or however that goes, and then all of a sudden, and you've been there.
Bundles are getting low.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And then you like
the hairstyles is out of town.
No, that happened to me on 2 occasions. One was completely my fault. You know what I'm saying? For just not noticing. But I was with a girl for like 2 months where I didn't even know that wasn't her hair. Right?
Are you serious?
Yes. What did not know. You know what I'm saying? Just never got
Wow.
that. It was just weird.
Yeah.
The other girl, I was highly pissed off because the first time I saw her, she had a natural head. And I was in her hair. Yeah? I like natural hair. I did that.
Yeah.
And then when she came back the next time, it was like it wasn't that long. You know what I'm saying? Like it was out here natural, like shoulder.
Yeah.
And then next time I saw her, she was like, "Oh yeah, that wasn't mine." I'm like, I put my hand through that, so I know it was yours. You know what I'm saying? She was like, "Nah, it was done really well. Like I could refer you." I'm like, "No, this is mine, mother sucker. I don't need you to refer me. I want to. Don't fake natural hair. That's a bold face." How are you naturally lying? That's what you're doing. You're naturally lying to me.
Yeah.
Like, who fakes a natural? Like, tell me it wasn't a wig. I tried it.
Who fakes a natural?
Everybody.
I'm a big communicator. I believe in communication. I mean, now I haven't always been at this place of just being transparent.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some shit I never talked about with anybody I was dealing with when I was 20 or something because you just never really knew where the relationship would go.
You ain't telling them all your business.
You didn't tell them all your business up front, you know. But at this stage of my life, I want to just lay it all out in line. Like, look, this is blonde weave and braids.
So that's not your natural color.
No, it's not my natural color.
Yeah. When you see the baby hairs, are the baby hairs yours?
Yes, the baby hairs are mine. I've worked really hard on my little baby hairs. Those are naturally mine.
Did you see the baby hair lace fronts?
Right.
She over here laughing.
Did
you see that?
That's the truth.
That was messed up. Well,
lace fronts coming on this baby hair. They be so laid. And I have worked hard for mine to be just as natural.
She happy. She got her.
I'm proud of my baby hair.
Them the best I've seen since what's the baby girl that dated Usher?
Chili.
Oh, Chili.
Her baby hair.
Oh, her baby hair. She's the
Don't forget about
coldest.
Ashanti.
Hers need to be on the box.
Yeah. She still hands down got the best baby hair. It's natural, all hers.
Right.
So,
but she never grew up anyway.
Y'all, please don't add. Somebody give me dating advice because I'm not good at dating. I'm in and out of relationships because I'm so busy and I have tunnel vision and I have this ideal of what my life really should look like financially. spiritually, emotionally. For me, like, this is me. And when I feel like I have really landed in that space of being whole within myself, was when I really be open to invite that better half
Let me ask you a
into my
question.
life.
Because you said you have a 20-year-old son, correct?
Yeah, I do.
I still refuse to believe that. I'm gonna ID you, but
I do. He's
could
20.
you picture waiting to have your son now at 40 because you weren't ready or financially stable where you want to be?
That's a yes or no.
Would you switch it if you could go back?
No, I would definitely not switch it. See, it's my gift from God.
Right. And so in much respects, like anything that's to accompany you or to help you or complete you, it would fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing, like, again, I'm a DJ. You know what I'm saying? I sell clothes. I'm an engineer. I'm a musician. You know, I'm a tutor. I'm a football coach. You know, like, I'm constantly gone and on the move. I make music.
Yeah.
I was in the studio. Like, I'm always doing something. And so I couldn't be with a woman that needed me to be still.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? She would have to somehow fit me, and I would have to fit her. Like, whatever, if I'm busy and her being opposite of not busy, if that's what it needed to be to work. But even conversely, if she was busy, you know what I'm saying, it would work, and I would just respect it. So I don't think you could be with somebody that didn't respect it, but I do think you could be with somebody, whether they were in the industry or not. They just have to understand and support.
And that's what I've lacked. I've always wanted that. I just never could find anyone that could really understand my drive and the direction I decided to go in with my career. And this entertainment business is different. It's not a 9-to-5 job. It's really a round the clock job.
Right.
And
it's off script. You know, I ain't got nothing to do today. That's 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I got everything
to do. Absolutely. That's my life.
Like, literally today I was at 4 churches.
Really? See?
On an emergency call.
Yeah.
Hey, I need you. There's no drummer here.
See?
I need you. What?
Yeah.
You know, somebody told me something about the church drummers.
I'm not. Look, go speak to the first lady. Go ahead. Talk to her.
What do you mean?
No, say what you're about to say.
Somebody told me about the drummers. I could be wrong, but they said they like the biggest, like, promiscuous dudes or something.
Wait a minute. Hold on. No. Play that back again and say what?
They say that the church drummers be getting it in the most.
So
that's what I.
Now I've heard the church choir directors be getting it in the most.
That's why I just recently heard that.
I agree. I have also heard drummers, and I definitely have known some church drummers that are freaks. I'm like, dang, did you just?
I could be wrong. I don't know.
No, I've heard the same thing. Yeah. I have.
There's an
and witnessed it.
So you've been right.
That's what I witnessed. I heard.
Right. Let the truth set you free.
I told you I'm on this new wave and just let it all out. Yeah.
You know what? You got some real rhythm up there. What you doing tonight?
Yes.
A woman did tell me it was an aphrodisiac. For whatever the case is, but I think that's just the thing with artistic people. Period. I think once you find somebody, and really, I think it's really just watching somebody move in their passion or whatever, like to do that.
Yeah,
you find that. I think people just find rather attractive. Like, literally, there was a dude on the bus that I just like the way he was dressed. He was like part stylish, part homeless. It was weird. You know what I'm saying? But
part stylish and part homeless. That's possible, right?
Yeah,
Kareem, we're talking about that now. He's working on his project with that.
Picture a dude shopping
Kareem,
at like. Picture a dude shopping at Goodwill, right? But then all the like auxiliary, ancillary stuff around him is nice. Maybe like the bag, the shoes are good. He got on some real earrings, a real chain. But everything in between that, you like, you know what I'm saying? And these are like, and it's like costume jewelry. Some of it was real, but then he was wearing costume jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Long fingernails on one hand, shoulder, and that's like, it was like really weird. So you looking at him like, you know what, you a different character,
yeah,
right? But then he started to speak, and then I was like, he had my ear. Mind you, I was on the
really?
This is 2 years ago. I was on the Metro.
Okay.
He started to speak. He had my ear. And then within...
my son
we hadn't even got to the next stop, and then there was 2 women sitting right there in front of him. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, I see how he does this. You know what I'm saying? Then he started to rap. Then he started to sing. Then he started doing poetry.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, this character, there's more to him. There's a method to this man's madness. You know what I'm saying? So but that was his passion, and it is.
And he was on the bus. Well,
was on the Metro.
that reminds me. I don't know if you guys remember this story, but there was a gentleman years ago that was homeless, and he might have been discovered on a bus or something. But he had the most incredible radio voice.
Oh yeah. I think he was he was he was on the street. Yeah,
he was on the street.
Yeah.
And but his voice was like wow, and he actually got a job. Like once he got discovered. So that story reminded me of that. But you just never know. You don't. You never know.
That's why you got to be you.
You got to be you. I mean, Kareem, he's working on a project. We talk about that. What's the name of it? Faceless names of homelessness. Faceless names of homelessness.
Let him shout it out right quick.
Yeah. Faceless names of homelessness. And when we connected, we talked about that project, and I was like, I can relate. People don't know this, but I've been homeless. Like I've been, been there, just trying to figure out where I'm going to stay from one night to the next, in the pursuit of this career.
What like when you say homeless, like is it like what level of like homeless? Because isn't there like
there's levels. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
There's levels, So that's why I wanted him to talk about it. Kareem.
Oh yes, that's what my show is about. It's about the levels of homelessness. It's not just
go ahead talk.
It's not just one level of homeless. A lot of people get the idea when you say homeless, they think somebody's out there asking for money, having to sign up, and that type of thing, or land on the street. But there are so many levels of homelessness. You would not know some people who were homeless as they are today. Like
absolutely,
any of us could have been homeless,
right? And
you wouldn't even know. You'd be like, "Oh, you were homeless."
I would say I was technically homeless, but when I like met my wife, or let's say what was I was moved out of my apartment, and I said I was living with her. She said I wasn't, but so I guess I was homeless. But I was like, I'm living with you. What you mean? So, anyways,
living with her, not paying bills.
Let's see. Was I paying bills for part? Let's see. I'm trying to figure out the time.
He paying them now. Why you bringing up old stuff?
No. I know.
I'm just trying to get an understanding of her perspective and his.
Yeah.
My perspective. Let's see. At one point, I was in between apartments, and I think I was like, she had a studio, so I wasn't. She had went away like to produce something for like she was doing a Tiny and Toria show, but actually out in Atlanta, and so I wasn't paying rent, because she was like I'm gonna be out or whatever, right? So I'm just staying at her place. So I was thinking we lived together, but I wasn't paying half the rent. Well, when she came back, I ended up starting to pay or whatever. But
because that's the man in you.
But see, honestly, I didn't. I'm not that dude. You know what I'm saying? But
I was trying to make that clear for you.
But yeah,
stand up guy.
What I did was I wasn't paying at the time, but then I started to save up for a ring. Or whatever. So
wait a minute, hold on. Go back. You're not paying rent, but you're saving your money for a ring.
Yeah,
for her.
Yeah.
She in her head, she like that work. I could do that. I could understand that.
That's what I had to do.
It's for a good cause.
That ring means nothing to me if not going to pay rent even after you give me the ring.
If he can save for a ring, he can pay rent after that.
Look,
I need to be clear that that's what you're going to be doing.
He's married. They have a house now, so it's fun.
Yeah. It was a part of our journey. You know what I'm saying?
It's an interesting one.
He just needed her not to go nowhere. So, look, here's this.
There you go. He needed her not to go anywhere.
No, this is like, I would say that this is one of those women that probably invested early into a situation that now
that kind of goes back to what you were talking about earlier.
Because a lot of women, as you well know, probably just invest in some potential guys with potential, and then it ends up being like some scrub or something. You know what I'm saying?
I have two good girlfriends that have done just that. They have poured their all into that relationship with their dude, and in hopes of whatever he was chasing and pursuing would take off.
Yeah.
And it did. It took
Yeah.
20 years, but it did.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
now
what's
she's
up.
reaping the benefits of
Yeah.
that career that he has now established. I don't know. I don't know if I have the capability of doing that.
When something
Yeah.
like that happens, you just got to be happy regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Regardless.
It's like any production person, any music or writer. Like, you're doing it for the passion,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna chase it till the wheels fall off. And if it happened, it happened, and you happy, you knew it would happen. If it don't hit the way you wanted it to hit, you happy the way you lived your life and chasing your dreams.
And your
You know what I'm saying?
dream.
And the person with you has to be happy with you in that, regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of you dudes because I feel like it's so much easier for you guys to find that support system in a woman that would ride it out with y'all through the thick, the thin, the hard days, the tough days, and would ride it out with y'all. I feel like I mean throughout my career and other women I've even met, I'm not even speaking for myself, I can speak for other women, we don't get that same support in return. It's like it's either it's going to be done the way the man that's wanting to be in your life their way, because I've met dudes that want me to be 9 to 5 pregnant with fat ankles and cooking dinner, you know, every other night.
Well,
That's their
does that make
ideal of
them-
what a
but
relationship.
look,
think about what you just said, and I corrected you when I said something different when you spoke that about him. You said that's the man thing to do. I said no, that's the right person or the good thing in him
That's
to
true.
do. Right. So if she was working doing the producing and he was at home taking care of home like a woman would or could with no denigration or not being belittled, it would be an issue for him to do and that's why a man typically can't do it because it becomes less than a man if he's in that support system. You know what I'm saying? Think about this.
Support role.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I never thought about it
So
like
think
that.
about you working hard and then
Wait, I do.
right. You working hard and you married, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's talking about their husband. You know, he's CEO, he does it, whatever. And you was like, and then it comes to you, and you have to proudly say, you know, he's a home husband or he's a house husband,
homemaker, yeah.
whatever you call him.
Yeah.
Most women want it, but they don't.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? Not when it comes to cash,
in
you're
that
talking
moment,
about
it
it
ain't the
publicly.
sexy thing to
Right.
do.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it ain't
So,
the sexy thing.
wow. I mean, and you guys answer to so many things that don't matter like each other. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep something that's real that might allow a man to actually support you and play that role. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt that you're not captivating enough for a man to fall for you and allow you to do that and he take care of home. But you have to be okay with it. You have to reinforce that with you and then be okay with it publicly, because the minute you're not and he knows that you're not because of the world, guess what? Now he's gonna go try to be the quote unquote consummate man, and then things don't work because now you work and he working, ain't nobody got the kids, and we all doing this really for public display when we were good beforehand.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's always vice versa, because it's better and easier done this way, because why? Society says quote unquote that it is. But hell, society said it was cool for racism at one point too. So I don't know.
I know, right? I've been in situations where some of my best relationships have been with men that have no clue about the entertainment business. They're good, solid, hardworking 9 to 5 gentlemen. So my world is just, they're oblivious to it. It's like they don't get it. And they'll go in and the relationship excited to, you know, potentially build something. But my drive takes me away from just doing the simple stuff, you know.
Right.
Let's go to a movie tonight. And I'm like, I got to go to the studio. Or I got to be on set for some hours, you know. So that relationship will end because we can't relate to each other. I can't get them to, well, I was going to say I can't get them to, but I just, and then I can't relate to being comfortable at a 9 to 5 job. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Right.
I've sacrificed and done whatever I needed to do, but my career has always been the forefront of what I want out of life, and nothing has gotten in the way of that. But the gentlemen that I've connected with the most in this time frame of my pursuit in my career are guys that are absolutely not in the entertainment business at all. And then the conversations are different and we don't really relate. And then I get in, then I may meet a guy and he's in the entertainment business and we're reviving because we just get each other, but we don't have time for each other because he grinding on his end and I'm grinding on my end. So it's just been a really interesting journey for me when it comes down to relationships, but I'm very optimistic. I'm hopeful, and I'm more open to it now because I have gotten to a point in my career where I'm kind of like, things are really starting to take off. The hard work is paying off, and I want to share this with somebody at some point, and I don't know if he's going to be a fireman, a preacher man.
Right.
Probably not.
Well, as long as you married, everything, you are a child of God.
But you get my point.
Yeah.
So it's
what? I would urge you, and I'm going to say this before we wrap up, but I would urge you just to change what that's supposed to look like until you can get it.
How do I do that?
Well,
be more specific how that works.
It's just a new normal, right? Because I think right now you're trying to fit into a mode that doesn't fit you, that you never really fit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, again, I tell people all day, like, my grandma raised me to be a devout Christian, but that's just her doing the best way to get in have me navigate a road. Mm-hmm. What's in me is completely different. It's a part of me.
That's true.
But that's not the most, the substance of me.
Not all of the substance.
Right,
of you.
And the substance of you may not fit the traditional role of marriage.
Absolutely.
Right now. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
Maybe your Prince Charming and one you are to marry, there is a lot of distance between you guys. And when you guys do connect, it may be for one night, a month, here or there, but there's trust and there's love and you know where to go when you need it, until you're a pillar in your situation and he's fine, or just one of you two, and then maybe because you're 40 now, and then maybe when you're 50, it looks a lot more traditional than what it needs to be.
Oh, I see why he's talking about love, relationships on this show. He's darn good.
He's the guru.
I take that advice. That is dope.
And I'll just say that I feel like you, from what I could gather, it just seemed like you really, like, ambitious and leader and all that stuff. And it's definitely certain dudes that got to be able to kind of match that energy. And at the same time, it's like, it's just one of those balances of, like, finding somebody that you kind of are in the same kind of area, and, like, if you kind of might have to take on somebody that's not, the picture isn't fully formed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then, but you see certain signs, like with my wife in particular, like with her, with us, we weren't like, we were kind of younger, but it was like we weren't like at this place that we are now. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes, you kind of start getting up. But she saw, like, what I was doing, and it's ironic. Like, I was working with Kareem. I was doing shows, and he would be, like, so I was doing stuff. I was obviously, like, in this business, like, everything isn't going to be making you money. Everything isn't going to just be a hit. But when you see somebody that got a real work ethic, a real work ambition, get up, do their thing every day, that it starts, like, okay, this isn't necessarily, like, working right this second, but because of how much you're putting effort and you're putting into the game, eventually I feel like something will come of it. And in worst case scenario, I'll prepare myself to be able to take care of us as one anyway. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So being like, say you do have a dude, and it's not gonna be the sexy thing to say, like, hey, I'm with this guy that's a writer or this and that, all these different things that technically this person necessarily isn't have this thing together. Because the sexy thing is oh, he's at Apple, or he's at this, or he's at that, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That you can just say that in like one quick sentence. He's a doctor, he's a lawyer, he's whatever, right? So now that's the cool thing to say. But everybody isn't gonna be that, and everybody isn't gonna be on that path. But if you find somebody that's really like, okay, I really genuinely rock with this person. They genuinely aren't trying to, like, use me or, all this stuff. Like, let me see where this can go. You know what I'm saying? Let me try to figure this out. And, yeah, money and all that stuff is important, but finding somebody that you can, like, connect with and, like, you know what I'm saying? And say, like,
organically.
Yeah, this potentially could go in this direction because of, like, this person's values and moral system and all that stuff. Like, let's try to go down that road compared to, like, ooh, nice car, nice this. Because by the time you probably meeting people in their 40s, it's like, what the heck? Like, why are you, why the hell are you single? Why do you got all this, what I'm saying? Why you got all this going on with, so you got
but you're single. I'm going to be honest with you.
That's almost a red flag.
I don't think that's fair. Cause
it is, but it's fair.
No, it's not.
People be having a lot of
She
stuff going on.
must be crazy.
I know you get that, but I'll have to admit, I'm very transparent. I will admit this. I have been on a journey of self-love and healing from, past hurts that started from having your dad and baby daddy and the first love, and those things not quite panning out just right. And if you don't really do the work to get healed from those sorts of hurts and pains, I don't care what career you're in.
Yeah.
And I don't care. It's just the relationship is not going to blossom or grow because you're still, holding on to some stuff that you gotta get cleaned out from within. So I've been on that journey. Sweethearts talks about that. I always say this: there's not a little girl, not in my era. I don't know. This new millennial era is a little different, but not in my era. Have you ever heard of a little girl growing up saying, "I want to be a stripper when I grow up"?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or even with gentlemen, like, I want to be, a dope boy. But something happens in life, and you realize you're on a journey that you look back and be like, how the hell did I get here? But these ladies that I've written about, these characters that I've created, which are based off some real life experiences from other people that I know, I was able to create these characters. Each of these women will talk about relationships, and you'll see it play out from hurts and pains and things that they've done and dealt with, healing from it, being and relieving themselves of the shame and guilt of being a stripper. Like, I ask my guy friends all the time, like, would you date a stripper? Would you date a porn star?
Whoa.
I know that's even deeper, but it's kind of like, but but that reality is there, and women are in that lifestyle, and then you find men that's like, oh, you don't fit the mold of my ideal of a wife.
Maybe if I was a rapper, I guess.
A rapper?
I guess maybe if I was a rapper.
I may be, but I'm just saying, seriously, it's kind of like, it doesn't matter what you do if you're not doing the work from within yourself to become whole. So for me, it's taking, I'm in the 40/40 club, so I can be honest and transparent when I say that I did the work to just focus on being my best self from within, so when the time comes, I'll be ready. And I probably have missed a mark a couple of times because I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I was not ready, and it went clean over my head that was a good dude. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't see it at the time because of my own issues. But
shout out to the brothers that was trying to.
That was trying. I don't know.
And then he probably ended up with a white woman. And then,
that literally happened.
And that's what I'm saying. And then everybody, all the sisters, like, and look at him. He ain't he ain't nothing. He want to be with all. But I'm saying, you like, hey, I was giving her a real serious. I was trying. She didn't want to mess with it.
Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna get too deep, but black women, we gotta do some healing. We really do. We get aggressive quick, defensive quick. Soften it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially when a dude trying to holler. I mean, sheesh.
Because I have always been the girl that's the sister to the fellas. Like my group of really, really great friends are dudes, and I always ask them questions, and the responses they're the same. Like, sometimes we kind of come off, a little too tough and bossy and bitchy. And I listen, you know what I'm saying, not to take anything from my strong alpha ladies, but I do believe that it's a great conversation to have have a better understanding of what our brothers want from us and what they need from us, so that we can deliver that and kind of still build a beautiful relationship. And I'm not knocking interracial relationships or anything like that, but just the ideal of understanding black love and building the black families, because we've gone through a hell of a lot. Black family, and I mean, the statistics are there. The divorce rates, our children are being raised by single moms. So I don't want to get too deep because we was having fun, but
hey, that's real.
It's the truth.
It is what it is. So, any final words that you want to let the audience know, where they can find you, what you got coming up, what you want?
Yeah, so we've been talking about Sweethearts. This is my TV series that I have created. I wrote and directed the very first episode. We have it's in film festivals now. We're doing some screenings, and if you want to keep up to date with that, follow me at Empress Lilee, Empress EMPRESSLILEE, and then Instagram for Sweethearts the show at Sweethearts TV series. The website will be up and running in a few hours. My web designer called me while I was here. He's like, I'm sorry I didn't get it done before you got to the radio station. But
So how long we got till this is up and running?
literally in the morning.
And so we can watch it in the morning?
You can watch the trailer.
Okay.
The trailer will be on the website, and we're doing a compilation album, soundtrack for the albums, and I'm looking for
How do you get
writers,
on it?
producers.
Oh.
And
got
so
you.
all of that is on the website,
you.
and yes, please submit. I'm excited about this project. We're working really hard on that.
We
So
gotta have a homegirl that we was talking about.
yes,
yeah.
I saw her song. I was like, that was
Milan.
dope.
Yeah, the
I wouldn't mind
remix.
talking to her about getting on the album.
Milan. So I think she coming the first September 1st.
I'll come back if you guys will have me.
Yeah,
I'll come back. I
Milano.
like to pick her brain.
Yeah,
Sounds familiar.
you gotta look at your email, bro.
No, I did,
Don't
but
even
I did, but
This-
it was the wrong date. It wasn't the. And then you got like
this guy.
wrong name, wrong.
Forget we even said anything.
Kareem.
Oh, let me
okay.
drop the website www.sweetheartsseries.com. Let me say it again, www.sweetheartseries.com. Give it a few hours, but check it by tomorrow. We'll be up and running, and a lot of good stuff on the webpage. You'll get more about the show, the content, the characters, and who's the team and the creatives. And we're having a competition for people that are in the music industry, producers, writers, singers. We're looking for you. We're doing a soundtrack for the pilot and the show. And we're excited. So check us out, www.sweetheartseries.com, and you'll be able to follow us on all of our social media platforms from there.
Whoa.
Don't go right now
I'm supporting you too. I want that invite.
and then
to
be
the premiere.
like, ain't nothing up. I just told y'all, follow instructions. Give it a few days. Do it tomorrow, not right now.
You said a few hours at first.
Yeah.
A few days, but whatever.
It
Give us some
is
hours.
a few hours until the next day.
True. Kareem,
Yes, sir.
you here? Let us know what you guys working on and anything where we can find you. What you got going on?
What I'm working on, it'll be my first art exhibit, which will be going on the weekend of Thanksgiving. And like she was saying, it's called Shelter. It's the title, the faceless names of homelessness.
I like that.
So I'm still in the process of getting people more subjects and talking to people, really getting to understand the different levels of homelessness, not just like we were saying, the people just on the street with signs.
Yeah.
There are so many people. Of course, you see people in cars, and you have people that have been homeless for maybe a week or 2 weeks that actually have full-time jobs, and you wouldn't think they're homeless because they're going to work every day, but they may consider homeless. They don't have a home. They have to go live out of a bag every day. So
Yeah.
that's what the whole thing is. The project's on. You can find me. Of course, I do a lot of other work. You can find me on Instagram. It's Kareem S123. That's KARIMS123. Or on Facebook, Kareem Safir Photography. That's KAR.
Yes, he's got some dope pictures of me tonight, I hope. I was posing for them for you. You know that, right?
Got them angles. And we're gonna post some pictures out. I shout out to Good News, shout out to the whole fam, Keith and all them. And I missed last week, but I just came from the all white boat party.
Oh, you went?
Yeah, I went to that joint.
Oh,
So,
dope.
yeah, that was lit. It gave me an idea for my next. Kareem actually gonna be taking our photography for my next family portrait. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, shout out to Good News. Keep that morale boosting, events going. We got a showcase coming up. I just seen we got all our radio stations got a whole showcase that we're gonna do. So, we got to figure out what the heck we're gonna do. Me and this guy, but we're gonna do something. We're gonna win. I don't know if it is a competition, but hopefully we win it. If it is,
No, we're gonna win for sure. Hands down.
That's what.
It's a competition?
I don't know. I'm kind of like figuring out. All I
It's
know
a
is
show. It's not. It's a showcase.
But I'm
It's a
competitive, so I'll be trying to win.
we gonna get the most applause.
Yeah, I don't know if we can win the most applause or something, but I know who our big competition is Never Not Extra, because they're supposed to be the cool thing, but we might be.
I would.
You know what?
I wouldn't underestimate Ladies' Night.
Yeah, Ladies' Night.
I'm always down for a great ladies' night.
And to
Just
get
for
right
the name alone, huh? Just for you just gonna go up there
again. To
But
get
we
right.
we gonna get our whole strategy going, and we gonna come in here. What you got, Detroit? We about to.
Drummer boy Detroit.
I'm gonna try to do this, but it got away from me because we were talking about so much stuff. But write your own script. Write your own narrative. You are your own individual. Your relationship, there's no comparison. The ideal love that you have, get rid of it. That you need to jettison, because your love is your love, and only for you. It can't be inherited. Yeah. We're going to miss you when you go to be apart, but guess what? When you premiere, we're going to support the sweethearts.
Oh, thank you. I received that.
You see, he be having bars.
That's Prophet Detroit up in here. I love it. Thank you, Detroit. I received that. I received every bit of that. You know, I know we got to get off the air, but you just said something that really profound. I come from a very conservative, home down, good country environment and lifestyle, and my family, you know, everybody's married and got the house and the 2-car garage and the kids, and I'm like the only one.
No, I get it.
My family be looking at me like, Lily, what's
my
really
folks
going
are
on
from
with
Memphis,
you?
so
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
So I have had to accept the fact that might not just be what my love story really looks like, you know. Mm-hmm. And you're right. I've had to get out of this ideal of what it's supposed to look like, because that's what's been pushed in front of me for so many years that it looks like this. But no, the truth is, it looks like what I really wanted to, how I want it to look, and what works for me. And I'm figuring that part out. So I received that.
That's all that matters. But this has been a relationship game. It's been a beautiful day. I'm glad you came back. You know what I'm saying? What a show. What a show. Shout out to the homie.
Thank you guys for having me. This was so much fun.
Come back. We must have you, because by the time you come back, we're going to have a red carpet for you and everything, so you can be famous and everything. We're gonna have to book through like 3 or 4 agents before we can even get back to you.
Champagne.
You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna be responding to the emails. We're gonna have to fly out to Atlanta probably somewhere. Ain't no telling what it's really gonna look like. But nonetheless, we'll be able to say we had you first. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Much respect. So shout out to Kareem and Dance Hustle, Lillian, your manager, T. You know what I'm saying? This is the relationship game. Fall in love or get up out of here. I'm Doncho Detroit. Yeah.
Love it. Hi guys. Thank y'all for watching.